We are back, week 5. It's your man Suds. It's your boy Drew. Got all the good news for you this week. Recaps, man crushes, a little something extra for you. You know what it is. It's nickel and dime. Let's go.
All right, we're back. Sudsy, you in a good mood?
I'm in a great mood, man. I can't get any better. Can't get any better. What about you?
Me too, man. We won again.
Yeah, 2-2, man. You called it. You called it.
I don't know. We always play great against Arizona, man. I went for it.
Yeah, there was like this weird 4 or 5 years where y'all played them like every year because y'all kept meeting in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Now it's the Seahawks. Y'all was playing them every year. Like,
oh God, man.
Yeah.
I hate seeing anybody from the NFC West.
That's basically what it is. That's what it seemed like, man. Y'all got some matchups with them, but kudos to y'all, man. Y'all pulled it out, and really it was kind of never in doubt. Well, I mean,
we took the reins from the get-go and rolled with it.
What was it though, man? Like, what did you frustrate Kyler? Like, how did y'all come up with that W, man? Because like, outside looking in,
the run.
Right,
we stopped the run.
Is that what it was?
Drake had nothing.
He had nothing for them. Like
nothing.
He had nothing. I think he 35 yards.
Something small like that.
Yeah, like 35 yards.
Go ahead. We just never let him get going. You know what I mean? They couldn't find any rhythm. Kyler looked off. Some of the completions that he was actually getting to was more his receiver was bailing him out and saving him. It's just the whole team looked out of rhythm, and it looked great.
You're right.
It looked great to me.
Of course it did from your side. But, Kyler, he only averaged 4.3 yards per pass attempt on Sunday, right? Like a paltry 4.3 yards. And that's drastically different from anything that they were putting on tape the previous 3 weeks. And like what I don't know what it is like, were they trying to be too cute with it? Like, were they starting to like see themselves on TV? Like, I don't know what it is, but like they look like they got away from what was making them successful, and the Panthers frustrated them, man. That's what it looked like, man.
Like I don't know what it was. Well, I mean, I just saw the things the week before, the week prior.
Yeah.
Excuse me, when they won the first game. And I was like, oh, the defense is starting to click a little bit. Right. I like this.
Right.
These young guys are getting to the spots that they need to get to that they weren't getting to the first 2 weeks. And it's clicking, man. Our front four is getting a lot of pressure.
Brian Burns, man.
It's good.
That dude is...
Love that dude.
I told you, man, like... I mean, Florida State, they saw it coming out, man, and like he was another one of those guys, those Florida State prospects that we talked about, where might not have been a good team, but Florida as a state is just gonna put out talent, and like he came into the league, people knew. I did not want Brian Burns to go to Carolina, but kudos to the scouting department that ain't there anymore, but like they drafted Brian Burns. But Panthers also shut Hopkins, your man, like they shut him down, like 7 catches, 41 yards for that dude on Sunday. Not really.
I didn't expect that
at all.
I didn't. Like I was at first, I was like, oh, we're shutting the run down.
Yeah.
Hopkins about to tear us up.
Right. So that's the other aspect. But the young corners came to play, man. Like great, man. Sound tackling. I guess
Trey Boston had a great game, man. Shout out to that dude. Love that guy being a part of this team, man. He helped our baby cornerbacks a lot, and it's good.
So so what is it really though? Because like you got a lot of talk about it, but it's a lot of people in Carolina who like do not like Trey Boston, even though he's a homegrown guy from Carolina, like went to Carolina, and then there's people like you who you know the team in and out, and you love him. So it's like you can't. He's like a fan favorite, or he's a polarizing guy.
You either love him or hate him.
Exactly.
And that's the thing is like it's so stupid, man, and I don't agree with it whatsoever. Is because we want our actors to be personalities. We want our comedians to be personalities. We want our other people that are forms of entertainment to be personalities and to have a voice.
Yeah.
But the moment a pro athlete starts talking about something that isn't sports, people lose their mind.
True.
So Trey Boston is vocal, which he has every right to be.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Produces on the field, though.
In his own right. He's got a platform.
Yeah.
let him stick. Like, you don't have to follow him. You know
Exactly.
What I mean? So some people just don't care for him, and
so that's
it's
what
a
it is.
shame because he is
right.
a fantastic player for us.
Obviously, I like Trey Boston as well, even though I obviously don't like Carolina. Drew, I guess the question like kind of becomes, man, like, so for Arizona, are they real or not? You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe teaser.
I don't want to give too much away, man.
Right. But
that's a huge question they have in the next few weeks.
Exactly.
They have got to show, especially with how the Seahawks are still playing. You know what I mean? And the 49ers are hurt, and they're taking their bunches. But the Rams are right there, too, man. So I don't personally think that 2 wild card teams, with how down the NFC is, they might, like, the Cardinals could still sneak up in there, but they got the Seahawks and the Rams just putting their head down and winning games. So they got to do something if they want to catch back up.
No, and then you're right. Like, at some point, if you have to keep pace with the other people in your division, whether you like it or not. Like, you have to get out of the division first before you start talking about playoffs. So, what are they going to do? Going forward, man, we got to look at their schedule here. And
they got to get that rhythm, man. I think that's the main word that came to mind when I watched them the last 2 games, even in Detroit. They just seem out of rhythm. With the offense. Right now.
Well, shout out to your man Robbie Anderson, tied for 6th in receiving yards in 2020.
We needed that. Like, I love Samuel and Moore, but they've never been those top guys as far as numbers go. So I'm loving to see one of our own in the ranks again.
And I have to give a shout out to Matt Rule, because he was a guy that brought Robbie Anderson in. Now, like, coming from the Jets, like, a lot of people thought he was just like a deep threat, which he has been for y'all, but like, kudos to Matt Rule, I say, because he's consistently finding ways to get that guy open. He's
a great route runner. Right. Surprise.
Exactly.
He can run something other than a straight line down the field, and I think a lot of people weren't giving him credit for that in his years with the Jets.
And also, another quick shout, your man, Mike Davis.
He's doing just fine, isn't he?
5.3 yards per carry, Drew. Like,
doing
in place
just
of
good. He's doing his best CMC impersonation.
Exactly.
I'm here for it.
And we talked about it last week, man. So, kind of moving on to another game, but gotta talk
Your
about
boys.
it, Drew. I gotta talk about it. Bucs Chargers,
with the comeback.
The comeback Kings. Like, we didn't know if that team was gonna be able to do that. So, like, that's a question. If you want to be a good team, you're gonna hit adversity at some point.
Because they were putting it on them there for a little bit.
They were putting it on down 24-7, man. And like the first thing that I was basically right on lockstep with the colored commentators. It's like they came into the game and they were asleep. So did you wake up? Like, are you awake?
Did you wake up?
The defense, like, they came out, and I don't know if the Bucs were reading their press clippings. You know what I'm saying? All this TV coverage. It is a young secondary, and they got tested. They got burned by an even younger quarterback in Justin Herbert. And
the kid looked good again,
bro. I'm the Tyrod
era.
Looked
good again.
The Tyrod the Tyrod era might be over, man. Like,
you can't take the kid out, right?
No, not at this point.
Tyrod did absolutely nothing wrong. If anything, the team owes him something.
Definitely.
But. Wow, I couldn't pull the kid.
And he just made it look smooth. Like, the Bucs were a very aggressive defense. They were blitzing him a lot. The pass rush really wasn't getting there, and they had an answer. Like, kudos to Anthony Lynn. They had an answer for it. He was poised, bro. He was poised, like, throwing dimes, down to no name. And honestly, it was Herbert elevating these receivers, because the receivers were called up from the practice squad. So let's give that man credit, right?
That first throw, man, he made that guy. The whole time I was like, oh, don't drop it. Oh, don't drop it. You're gonna drop it.
He was throwing dimes,
because I was like, who is this guy?
Right.
Who is this kid?
Exactly. And everybody felt the same way, folks. We didn't know who they was either. You know what I mean? So
I was like, oh, Keenan Allen got open. Oh no, that's
now Keenan Allen had a nice game. I mean, it wasn't he obviously didn't elevate enough, because in the second half the Bucs came alive, obviously, as witnessed by the comeback.
Brady dusted off that bottle, didn't he?
I'm telling you,
dusted off the comeback juice one more time.
And not only that, man, but like, how many deep throws did he have yesterday? Like, let's talk about that. I mean, people
his
talking
arm
about
has
his
been in
arm.
question, and it looked good.
Not only is he throwing a deep ball, bro, but it's accurate, right? Like, that's like, let's not forget that fact. Hitting one of the smallest guys in the league Scotty Miller with accuracy down the field, making it happen.
I hate to admit it, man, because I want to hate his guts, but I'm starting to like Scotty.
I mean, how can you not, man?
Yeah.
That man's nickname is Scooter, man. You always like a Scooter. You know what I'm saying?
Old Scooter.
Brady just started calling him Scooter. Like, I mean, and now it's stuff.
I mean, if Brady called you Scooter, you guess what?
Scooter.
Your name's Scooter.
You Scooter. That's Tommy Six Rings, man. Calm down. I mean,
Tommy Comeback is who it is.
5 TDs yesterday, man. And like I said, the Bucs were asleep. The defense is young, but they were really feeling themselves, and they got burned. So like now you have to come back next week. It's gonna be like another tough game with the Bears coming up this Thursday. So coming back second half, Ronald Jones have to like 111 yards, right?
Yeah,
coming out the gate.
Spiga woke up. He woke up this week.
He really did. But I guess what I want to say is like everybody kind of did what they needed to do to prove that they could come back because they hadn't really faced that. They
didn't have that adversity yet.
No, they really didn't. So they proved something to me. And they were the favorite in the game anyway, but like nobody thought it was gonna happen that way. So
I love the two sides of the Chargers we're getting here and there. You know what I mean? They're either terrible or they're lights out. You know, like I feel like they rolled over a little bit for Carolina, and then they play the defending champs and the Tom Brady led Bucs like it's the playoffs.
That's true. I didn't even really think about that, but they have been. I mean, but they've kind of faced what was supposed to be like, or not what was supposed to be, but like a great team in the Chiefs come in and like what was supposed to be a bad team in the Panthers get their butts whooped, and then they come down to the Bucs and play lights out again. So it's like, you're right, which team are we getting? But they've been in every game, so like,
no doubt.
This like you can see the kind of talent that they have on their roster, and they're injured, right? So like there are some excuses. Well, you really don't want to make excuses, but they're still putting together nice performances coming out of the gate. But shout to the Bucs for coming out 3-1, big matchup this Thursday against the Bears. So.
Well, you mentioned the Bears, and that's kind of where I wanted to go next. Like, they had no life in that offense.
No, nah.
So why not make the switch you made last week?
Yeah.
Why did Foles finish that game? If you're truly committed to playing the hot hand and giving your team a chance,
right.
Foles had nothing.
Nah.
Why not make the switch like you did the week prior?
Yeah, well, I mean, at that point, like, it's the NFL, man, and like, egos go a long way. So, like, if you immediately pull the plug on Trubisky at that point, like, I just don't think you can make that move. Not that it shouldn't have been warranted, right? Like, that's the thing. Only putting out 11 points against a Colts team that only put up 19, like, that's an outlier in today's NFL, like what these offenses are doing. So like a lot of question marks coming in for both offenses going into this next week here. But
big time. I still don't think Phillip Rivers. I don't think he's right in Indianapolis. I don't think that the chemistry's not there.
Yeah, it's something off.
He's not turning around and handing the ball off. They got nothing.
It's something off going on in Indianapolis.
T.Y. Hilton is killing me in fantasy football is what I'm trying to say.
And I mean, like he's in the offense, but like they seem to be going to the tight end Mo Alley Cox a lot, like and utilizing the running backs, man. But
yeah, they are hitting the running backs as receivers.
A lot. I just don't know, man. I just don't know what they got going on. But
I just got a little tidbit that I found. I don't like that I found this, but now that I know it, you have to know it.
True.
Since 2004, the Colts and Bears have played each other election year, and the winner has determined the president.
Wow! Whoa!
Unfortunately, if the Colts win, that means the Republican wins.
The Colts Bears.
Yeah.
Like so, the game that already happened.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. I hate that I found that. Maybe they'll break it.
I hate that you found that too, man.
I don't know.
Like we are not in the same place, but that definitely like deserves like a punch in the arm. Like, you know what I'm saying?
like guess what I know that you gotta know now.
Nah, man, that was not what I wanted to hear right now.
Dude, it ruined my day, man. Because at first I thought it was the other way around, so I got hyped. I was like, oh, word, yeah. And then I read it again, and I was like, oh.
Well, that's something like that's one of those things that sticks with you. Like you remember it, and then like you forget about it, and then 3 hours later, it's like, oh damn. And then like you think about it when you lay down at night, you're like, oh damn.
I know I'm going.
You know what I'm saying?
Like
it just keeps recurring.
Tonight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna dream about November and onward.
Damn you, Drew.
I'm sorry, man. But hey, he's got COVID. But
right.
You know who else has it?
A lot of people.
Cam Newton.
Oh God, man. Cam Newton. What Cam? What are you doing, man?
He loves wearing fabrics and stuff. Why didn't he throw a mask on?
I mean,
He
like
could match the mask with the.
With the whole fabric thing, man. I mean, like, it's not working anyway. Like, wear a mask, people.
Right.
Like, wear a mask. But what I'm saying is like, how was he? Like, it was him and like the other guy, and like that was the only two people that got it. So like, luckily there wasn't like a huge transmission spread. They're still able to play this game on Monday night, right? But
Brian Hoyer against Patrick Mahomes.
What happened to Jarrett Stidham's career, man? Like, what was?
He's not even the backup. How do you go from being the starter to
He hadn't even been active. Like they was. I don't understand what happened. Like, what kind of smokescreen artist do they have up there in New England, man? It's gotta be him.
He's the only coach you can go from being the guy to being like, I forgot he was on the team.
Yeah. There's never been a truer statement than that.
Can you imagine Belichick coming around practice and you're in there warming up and he's like, oh yeah, you're still here.
Right, okay. Exactly. But like, and it's kind of crazy, but on Hard Knocks, like, they have the guy who, like, the Turk, who comes around and like, hey, you know what I'm saying, Songbird, hey, let me get your playbook, go to the office. He's got that guy. That's Bill Belichick, man. Like, he's that guy. Like, how does he have that many roles in one organization? Like, he's that guy. There would be nothing that he took more pleasure in. I can see than cutting the guy.
You know how, like you said, most teams have that guy that comes around and just gets their stuff from him. Like, he just has a guy that's like, Belichick needs to talk to you.
Yeah.
Like, he tells him nothing because he wants the sheer surprise face.
Yeah.
Like, you're cut.
Yeah. Imagine, like, having, like, that, if that's what you do, like, as Belichick as a coach, like, imagine, like, having to have serious talks with your family. Like, there's never any emotion there, you know what I'm saying? Like, he can tell you whatever he wanted.
I'm dead inside, kid.
Oh, man. But yeah, so another couple of notes. Let's not get sidetracked here. Dallas versus Cleveland, man. Like, Drew, is Dallas done? Like, are they done?
No, because the NFC East is terrible. They should be done, but they're not. Because here we go again with the NFC East. The Eagles and Dallas are going to play hot potato all year and be like, I don't want it, you take it. I don't want it, you take it. I don't want it, you take it.
So
it's the same crap we got the last few years where an 8-8 NFC East. It might be a little.
Might be a 7-9. Yeah, it might be a 7-9. If they I swear, if they have a 6-10 in the playoffs this year, actually no. Let the Bucs play the 6-10. If the Bucs make it, let the Bucs play the 6-10. We'll take that.
We call dibs.
Yeah, but then they'll probably shock and win, and
right. It only takes one once you get there.
Yeah, so. Exactly. But
no, I hope for the sake of discussion. Like, since we're already getting a little bit of leeway with the playoffs, with getting that extra team, maybe we do have a 6-10 team out of the NFC West or East this year, and it makes people talk about it. It makes you be like, you know what? Maybe we just need to have the 7 best teams in the NFC and the 7 best in the AFC. Make them still have divisions, so you have those rivalries and those games of importance. But maybe we don't go on who wins the divisions anymore. Yeah,
wouldn't it be because like you've actually heard, like, not to sidetrack a little too much here, but like you've heard about the NBA maybe doing the top 7, whatever it is, like as for their playoff format.
Which is crazy because they talked about doing that when the West was way better than the East. Yeah, it's balanced out a little bit more.
It definitely has. But wouldn't it be great for the NFL if they could like be on top of that and like beat the NBA to the punch, though, right? I would hate
to miss the playoffs when I'm one of the best teams for a team that's not one of the best teams.
Yeah, exactly. But like, I hope that they would do that. But that would be the best format in my opinion because you get to see the best of the best playing. Like, as a fan, like, why would you not want that? Of course, because he would never be in there. That's why we would never be in there. But we have to address it, man. Like, Dak Prescott, bro, that dude is balling. Like, he is balling, and that's why Dallas has a fair chance. I mean, like, Ezekiel Elliott's still doing his thing. They have elements, but like they're just not able to put it together with that Dallas defense, man. I mean, like,
those weapons he has at wide receiver, man. We finally saw CeeDee Lamb join the table. You know what I mean? He broke out.
Did he? Yes.
So, but he's got some great options.
Dak has
that tight end's looking great that you told me about when we were doing the preview show. Like, he's got people.
Yeah.
And Zeke might not be doing that great running, but he's catching the ball.
He's doing enough, but like that's what Zeke gives you. He gives you the option. If he's not giving you one, hopefully he can come to the other side of the table and like be a pass catcher, which he has been. But talking about Dak, quick note.
That defense, though,
bro. I mean, hold on. Let's give Dak his due. Let's give Dak his due. 502 yards.
I mean, if the Cowboys aren't going to pay him, we can at least shout him out here.
Exactly. 502 yards yesterday, right? 1,690 for the season already through 4 games. Now, I mean, got to give Dak his due. Now that it's out of the way, Drew, you were exactly right. Let's get to this damn defense because they gave up. The Browns had 300 yards rushing, my guy.
With Chubb leaving.
Dude,
they let the 3rd and 4th string running backs run all over the place.
Yep. And like, I mean, if Chubb is going to be out, like I hadn't like really gotten an update on him, but if he is going to be out,
I got you. I got an update for you here.
Oh, great! Like Drew, nice teaser there, man. But I mean, where does the Dallas defense go from here, man? Because like that's clearly what's holding this team back. So if anybody needs to be mad, Dallas fans, like you need to be mad at your defense, which you probably already know that anyway. But
man, how sweet was that trick play though? That pass from Landry to Beckham.
Oh, it was a dot. Like, Ooh. He dimed that right to him. Like, and then, what a great play design from Stefanski because Juice is left-handed. So, like, had him going.
He came right off the corner and just
exactly. And like, I mean, they talked about it after the game, but they really liked that play. And it was a dime. Like, what a great call, and they got away with it. Like, and
then they had the reverse too, like a quarter later.
That
broke. Was it Beckham again?
Yeah,
was it Landry on the reverse?
No. It was I want to say it was OBJ, but OBJ had like 70 yards rushing in this game.
Had a great game.
Yeah, all around. Game. So like, hopefully this continues because that was a lot of fun. Like watching that.
I had a blast watching it, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah. Like I had a blast. I finally saw what you had been telling me about. I was like, man, this is a fun team.
Yeah, and oh man, Drew, I was on Twitter today and I came across one of those freezing cold takes, and it was it was Chris Sims, man. Like Chris Sims, they brought it back. So like when they hired Stefanski from the Vikings or whatever, Chris Sims was like, I don't know what the hell the Browns are doing. Like just trashing Stefanski, like straight up. Like he was saying that Kubiak was the guy in Minnesota, and like he doesn't know why he hired Stefanski. All this thing, like,
and look what Minnesota's doing, and look what Cleveland's doing.
Exactly. I mean, freezing cold takes. Follow him. Yeah, follow him. But
the one last thing I got for the recap this week that I just want to talk, and it doesn't have to be a big talking point because I don't think it deserves it, but I just want to mention this could be a cold take down the road, and I don't care. I don't care. I don't see the hype in Nick Mullins. I've seen a lot of sources say that he's going to be a sought-after free agent. I'm hoping for a backup role because I don't think that man is a starter in the NFL.
It's because he's a quarterback, man. I mean, I'm with you. He doesn't move the needle for me at all. Like,
he lost to Philly.
Yeah, who had been like I mean, talk about him, and them boys were reeling. You know what I'm saying? Like they
gave him some life support.
They did, and they got a much needed win. And now I know the Niners are injured, right? But like you got to.
I mean, if you're the guy, you should be able to come in and run this. He got Debo Samuel back, like
and Brandon Ayuk had a game.
Oh, dude, that hurdle, man. Woo!
Yep, that's my guy. Like
you called it.
Yep.
You said he was going to be a
force. I picked him up on fantasy, but like I foresee his role increasing. I mean, they needed to.
They're stupid if they don't.
Right. They really needed to because they're injured at a lot of positions. But
it was good to see Kittle back on the field. That was nice.
And
their defense keeps taking hits, but it was good to see Kittle on the field.
They got him right back involved. Like he was all over that game plan.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately it didn't work out, but the Eagles got a much needed win. You know what I'm saying?
The NFC East got a much needed.
Dang, touche, bro. Touche. They really needed that, man. We hit on the last little note here that I have, like Vikings Texans, man, to go through it quickly. It's basically the Minnesota Dalvin Cooks because Kirk really didn't have that good or great of a game. You know what I'm saying?
And he's killing me. My two wide receivers in fantasy are T.Y. Hilton and Adam Thielen.
Yeah.
And I'm struggling.
Yep. I mean, like,
guess who my running back was? Nick Chubb.
Ooh. Yeah. Talk about the injury bug, man.
I'm becoming the Drew Harrison, Lamar Jacksons. So
yeah. But I mean, the reason why I say that, man, Kirk had 260 yards and a touchdown. Like, how many quarterbacks
That doesn't get it done in the
get
NFL
you that.
these
Like,
days.
how many quarterbacks could get you that and not make $28 million a year? Like, that's
Nick
what
Mullins.
I'm saying. Basically, sign him up. Sign him up. Like,
sign him up.
Listen. We got to get into it, man. Like, this. Focus in right now. Focus in. Let's rein it in. This is what we told y'all. We told y'all the Texans was gonna suck. We were not wrong. Okay.
0-4.
0-4. Bill O'Brien.
Now they got to go look for a coach.
Now they got to look for a coach, man. I mean,
let the coach hunt begin.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, they said that Romeo's probably going to be the coach for the time being.
And good for him again. Good for him again. Because, like...
Yeah. He probably doesn't want it. He's probably...
You might be right about that, man. But I'm
He's
telling
I
you,
was
like...
a coordinator. I feel good about it.
I know.
Now I gotta be a head coach.
And, like, he was comfortable there. Like, he was comfortable. You know what I'm saying? But, like, now he gets it again. And watch him get a bump, though. Watch the Texans get their win, right? Like,
yeah.
And hopefully he could right the ship, man. But Romeo Crennel's a good guy. Like,
you can just see the frustration on Watson's face, man.
Yeah.
Like, it was bad.
It was bound to happen, though, man. I mean, we kind of called it, but I just don't know, man. Like, where did they go from here? They, like, hopefully Romeo Crennel can right the ship, like we said, but I just don't know how they do that. Like, David Johnson, 63 yards, like,
I bet you,
average.
I'm putting money on it now. I'm calling it.
What's that?
I could be wrong. I'm just throwing it out there.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you they hire the Chiefs offensive coordinator.
Bieniemy?
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be a good move.
That'll be their next move.
That would be a good, like,
try to get the offense on the right ship.
Oh my God! Like, what would he do if he can do that with Patrick Mahomes? You get a very similar quarterback in Deshaun Watson.
Do some things, my man.
Obviously, a little bit more athletic, but like with his legs. But I could definitely see that. Drew, good call, bro.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah.
That's a great call.
If I was them, that's the route I would go.
No, I would. He should be on the short list, to be honest with you. But
right,
Drew,
they should interview the people they have to. What do you got to do? 5?
I know you have to well, there's still the Rooney Rule, which is, I hate the Rooney Rule, but
they'll take care of it with their guy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Right? Well, that'll be exactly. But then I think I don't think there's any requirement as far as like how many you have to have. I just know you have to have one minority candidate. But
good. We'll interview him and sign him that day.
Right. Get it out of the way. Yeah, just be done with it. But shout to your man though, Duke Johnson. So we was just talking about David Johnson. Duke Johnson's actually averaging a better yards per carry than David Johnson, but he only had 5 attempts, right? He only had 5 attempts for 24 yards.
Why are you not giving that man the ball?
That's 4.8 to David Johnson's 3.9, right?
He's a better receiver. I just say keep him in the game more.
Yeah. So they got some things to figure out, man. But we'll see where they go from here, man. I think that's all I got for the recap, man.
Nice. Well, I got a couple housekeeping notes real quick before we move on to Week 5.
Let's do it.
Of course, Bill O'Brien fired out as head coach of the Texans. Nick Chubb.
First one gone, too.
Do what?
First one gone. Like, we thought I thought it would be Gase. I thought it'd be Gase.
He can't be too far behind. You lose to Brett Rippon, which I do want to correct. I am apologies. I said he was Mark Rippon's son. He's Mark Rippon's nephew.
Yep.
So I thought it was his son. But still, bloodline's there.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, Nick Chubb, strained MCL. They didn't put a numerical value on it. They said out several weeks.
Yeah.
So I guess he's going to be on a week-to-week basis, seeing how that MCL responds.
Yeah, at least it's not an ACL though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
at least it's a strain and not a tear.
For sure, for sure. Like maybe he can come back, but right now it's the Kareem Hunt show, and they are not slowing down.
Right?
You know what I'm saying?
Why not?
So, next man up.
Austin Eckler, Chargers. He had a scary fall or a pull up on that hamstring. He is out 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, them boys put him out, man. Like, stop. Little note. Bucs got some bodies, baby. Bucs got some bodies on them. Mike Thomas, week 1. Austin Eckler last week. Who else we got? Who do we play? Your man, Run CMC. Put him on the list too, baby. Hey,
what do we got? We got another bounty gate over there? Huh?
No. Listen. It's all legal. It's all legal hits over there. You know, talk to the lawyers.
We need to ask some questions.
Talk to the lawyers.
We need to ask some questions.
Go ahead, man.
And we're also still waiting to see no news on the subject as of the time we started recording here Monday night, but no news on if Jalen Ramsey or Golden Tate are going to face any backlash for their scuffle after the game. I didn't know.
Dust up.
Nice little drama tidbit. Golden Tate's sister is Jalen Ramsey's baby mama. So that adds a whole nother family dynamic to
Yeah,
the
no wonder
to the
they don't like
shindig.
each other, man. Like, it's
Yeah,
dicey.
they split up over the summer, and he's got
Dicey.
2 kids with her.
Oh, dicey.
Yeah,
Dicey.
yeah.
Damn, he just got
some words were said. Some things could not be taken
some
back.
feelings came into the game with some feelings like that. You know what
They said Jalen was waiting outside the locker room. That's what I'm thinking he's going to catch a suspension for. Because you just can't do that, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like they didn't.
He had to get chased away from the locker room because he was waiting for Tate afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, be honest, man. Like, Jalen Ramsey, like, he got hands, though.
Right?
To be honest, though.
I mean, did you see that slam? He already body slammed him during the game.
Golden Tate looked like he got some hands, too, man. Like, he can scrap, too, man. So,
say, wait till the end of the season. Yep. Get a charity boxing match up. Let's settle this.
They need to do that more often, man. I would
throw hands if you want to throw hands. Throw hands.
Exactly. That's the way to do it, man. That's the way to do it. That's the way to
I live a peaceful life. I don't need to throw hands with anybody. But I want to watch other people throw hands.
You should definitely age out of fighting. Like, you should age out.
30.
You should age out, yeah.
Like, it's the whole thing, man. It's like, you know, road rage and stuff like that. Right. Like, anytime someone pisses me off, I'm just like, I'm too old for this.
I wish more people thought that way, man. But, you know, sometimes you got to do it, but it's got to be age. You know, I mean, if you are above a certain age, you look ridiculous.
Yeah, like, just stop, man.
Yeah.
Just stop. Well, Sean, we got a fun little segment debuting this week. Fun little idea yours we came up with. Truth or scare.
Truth or scare, man. It's October, you know what I'm saying? The spirit is near, you know what I mean? So, like,
I like it.
It's a lot of questions to be asked, man, and I think there is no better way to do it than to do it this way, you know what I'm saying? A little intrigue, I'm very curious to see what you got cooked up over here,
man.
sir. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so Sean gave me the idea, and I wanted to put the ball back in his court. So what I did is I came up with some teams that are kind of on the edge. We don't know if they're the truth or if you should be scared as a fan base. So first up, Sean, tell me how you feel. Mm-hmm. Truth or scare, Chicago Bears.
I am going to say scare, man. And it's really for one reason. And, like, honestly, it's a little teaser. Great shout out to you, man. But it's because of the quarterback position, man. Like, I mean, like, we'll get into it a little bit later, but the Bears have a good defense. They have a good defense. We talked about it before. That was going to be the strength of the team, and I think it's been a pleasant surprise that the offense has been able to do.
Yeah, they got some receivers. They got some running backs.
Minus last week, they were able to do a lot, and they have some receivers. Drew, you just said it, but they can't get that quarterback position right, man. And I need more for the rush. I need more from the rushers too. So, like, that's a part of the offense that could be better. But the receivers are doing good things, and the defense is doing good things too, man. But, like, if we talked about it, you go as your QB goes, and if they don't have if it's not consistent, man, I'm a little scared, man.
I just want to see some consistency. If you're not doing good, pull him. Exactly. You know what I mean? Just like you did Trubisky. Don't have that. You're the head coach. If the quarterbacks are going to have egos, they're going to have egos. You need to cut your ego out.
Yep.
If your quarterback's not playing well, guess what? You brought 2 in for a reason. Switch to the other guy.
Yep. Good call, man. Good call.
Next up, truth or scare, how you feel about them Cardinals in Arizona?
Ooh. 2-0 to 2-2, bro. Like, lost the last 2 straight. We talked about it. They got some things to figure out. I need more from the running game, bro. Like, I need more from the running game. Like, y'all should.
He's looked great, and then he's looked bad. He's looked great.
Like, they got rid of David Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Like, we talked about it. He wasn't it either, but, like, maybe they should have brought in another guy. Chase Edmonds really isn't doing it. I'm a little scared. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I think you were a little higher on Kyler than I was, like, coming into the season, and, like, he's definitely changed, like, opened my eyes a little bit, but I'm not the biggest believer in him. I think if you figure out a way to contain him, like, aside from D-Hop, which they great move in them getting him.
Love that dude. I mean, and that was my whole thing behind
Christian Kirk. Can't, like, he's
the offense. I was more higher on the offense with Hopkins. Like, I knew Kyler still had some things to figure out. His footwork and his throwing motion don't line up at times, and being a little guy,
it's
a
awkward,
smaller guy. I know he's got that baseball arm, but he still needs to generate.
It's awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm with you on that, man. But I am a little scared of them, and they're like, y'all proved it on Sunday, man. Their defense is susceptible to a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
so
sir.
like you should be a little scared of them. I mean, that rush that Teddy Bridgewater had, that was his. I think I heard a stat. His last rushing touchdown was obviously before the injury back in like 2015, 2016, something like that. So like, kudos to Teddy Bridgewater, man. But y'all put it on him.
He walked in.
Yeah,
I love it. All right, next up, it could be with the injuries going on because we know where they got the talent. It's just a lot of question marks around this team. Truth or scare? San Francisco 49ers.
Ooh, man. I mean, they definitely, the injuries are starting to catch up to them. You know what I'm saying?
They might get Garoppolo back next week.
They might get him back next week, which he could right the ship. And if they do, it'd be a good get back game. They actually need to try to get him back. I know that as crazy as that sounds because they got the Dolphins next week.
Yeah, that would be a good get right game.
That's a good get right game. And then I would say then, and the reason why I say that is because after that they got the Rams, and that's a divisional game that they
got to get ready for that. Hopefully Mostert's back. Hopefully you get maybe another receiver back.
Right. Exactly.
Another week with Ayuk playing.
Yeah, and Drew, let's not mince words here. You still got to dodge the old COVID bug. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like the way things been going, so you got to do that.
Is this game gonna get postponed?
Right. You know what I'm saying? So like maybe that'll help them out with some injuries, like which a couple of teams actually benefited from. The Titans. Right. We'll talk about it in a little bit, but I am a little scared for them, man. Like a lot of people were a little suspect on them coming into the season. Like I honestly thought that they would repeat in the division, but with the injuries and the
way Seattle's playing, holy crap.
Yeah, and I like so. Or maybe I did have Seattle. I don't know. I think they were supposed to be 1-2. Either way.
We flip flopped. You had the Niners and Seattle had Seattle and the Niners.
So either
way. But I mean, we both had them right there.
Exactly. I mean? And like the injuries kind of took it, but I want to see them get right. I don't know if they can because they also don't look right, and I think the injuries have a lot to do with that. So if it's one team that this is going to happen to that kind of derailed their season at this point, looking at these games now, Dolphins, they can win, Rams, and then Patriots, and then Seahawks, bro. I'm a little scared, bro. I'm a little scared. And then, Drew, after that, Packers and then Saints. So that's their next
that's brutal,
six
man.
games right
brutal.
there. That's their
that
next
was going to be tough
games.
With a healthy team.
Right. Oh, I mean, really?
The rest of the season.
The rest of the schedule, is nasty for them. They got so they get
R.I.P. San Fran.
Yeah, all right, they might be done, bro.
You might need a high draft pick to replenish that roster.
Replace Garoppolo because he clearly might. It doesn't look like he's the answer, man. I'm gonna be honest.
I don't want to see Trevor Lawrence in the red and gold though.
Ooh, they would love that. That script writes itself, does it not?
Yeah,
man. So yeah, I'm a little scared for him, man. But like maybe they benefit in the end, like as we just follow that plot through.
Next up, truth or scare?
Right.
Los Angeles Rams.
Oh, the Rams.
We both were not high on them at the beginning of the year.
We are a show that's willing to admit their mistakes, man. But truth, Sean McVay might be back, bro. Like that dude.
Yeah.
Like Jared Goff playing well.
Goff playing good.
Yeah, and I mean getting rid of Gurley. Like I mean replaceable running backs, and I mean Henderson.
Brown and Henderson are doing
exactly, and they hadn't even needed Cam Akers. You know what I'm saying? Like they hadn't even really needed them.
And he'll be a shot in the arm when he comes back.
Exactly. So I mean, still going along. Cooper Kupp is
He is a he hit another gear yesterday, man.
He is a workhorse, man, and like how he's not the biggest guy, but he's a volume guy. He's a possession guy. He's a speed guy.
He can take a hit too, man.
That's what I'm saying. He is an all around receiver, and I'm glad to have him on my fantasy team, man. Don't forget about Woods. Like it's golf. It's everything, man. They got it together, and the defense is doing well
and the
too.
defense, Donald.
Now it does help that they played the Giants though, right? Like,
right.
I mean,
what a boring game, man.
It was, and I don't know why they had that like all over TV. Like it was in a lot of markets. You know what I'm saying?
I was watching the Red Zone channel and they kept cutting to it, and I was like, bro, it's 17 to who cares?
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Like they were cut, but it wasn't a lot of games. Cause I think that Pittsburgh game was supposed to be on. You know what I'm saying? Like it was kind of a lot going on yesterday. But
yeah, they only had 3 late games yesterday. They weren't that great.
I'm very curious to see what happens, man. But like the Rams, they're coming up schedule. They got Washington and then they got the Niners, man. That's right now. I mean, can you honestly say that's not another 2 wins?
Easily.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's not another 2 wins. Then they got the Bears. I'm very curious, and I'm like a little teaser here, but I gotta go ahead and say it. One of my matchups is this Thursday's matchup, the Bucs and the Bears. And I hate to be a homer, man, but like it's a lot of intriguing storylines coming into this game about how these two teams are shaping up. So stay tuned for that.
Let's go ahead and cut into that, man. Next up was matchups of the week. Sean, what's the first matchup you looking forward to this week?
So I mean, I hate to be a little bit of a homer here, man, but it's got to be the Bucs versus the Bears on Thursday night, man. It's got to be.
Y'all are racking up the injuries too a little bit. You know,
yeah, man.
Howard, what's up with Howard? He out for a little bit,
bruh. He is done for the year, man.
That hurts.
R.I.P. OJ, man. Achilles, and like he was one of the
leading. A lot of that this
year. Yeah, he was one of the leading receivers on the team, man. And like a lot of people, and I like.
I love how he thought he was going to get lost in the offense, and he's shining.
Some people did, but like...
No, he personally thought. Remember
last year,
didn't he?
Yeah.
He was like, man, there ain't no room for me.
Well, last year he was wanting out, and that was before we had Gronk. And then, like, we knew this coming into the season, or, if you follow the Bucs, like, OJ was the guy all through the offseason, and he continued to be the guy, and you started to see that come to fruition in the season, and it's just so bad for him, man, that like this was his fifth year. He really needed to put it together and have a good year, and he was on his way to that. So
I think y'all re-sign him. You know what I mean? I don't think.
I hope so. I hope we
goes out
re-sign OJ,
but like that.
But
especially if Gronk continues to not show up, I don't see.
So he's gonna have to now because, and that's the thing is like we had OJ went out at it was in the fourth quarter, but Mike had an ankle injury yesterday and then gutted it out. Shout to Mike Evans, man. That dude is an Iron Man, and he deserves every bit of praise.
Man. He's ready. He was gonna win no matter what.
Yep, 7 catches for 122 yards on a bum ankle. Keenan Allen, you are not better than him, sir. I don't care. You only had 62 yards. Go sit down, son. He just did the thing yesterday, man, and like you could see him hobbling. But for the offense, though, whenever Mike went out, they were stagnant. They were kind of looking around, didn't know who was going to step up. The Bucs were off. They were asleep yesterday, and luckily Bruce Arians was right, man. Like if they did not have Tom Brady, if they'd had Jameis Winston, they'd have lost that game by 20. And it's not because Jameis probably would have threw picks, but that leadership, man. Like you don't. That was really my first time in a long time anyway, witnessing that for my team, and Tom was the one to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of crazy to see, but this is a matchup of two top 10 defenses. The Bucs are 4th, Bears are 8th, so they're no slouch either. Nice. You know what I'm saying? So what I see is
more crap from Nick Foles.
Probably. I mean, like hopefully that's the case, right? But like they're really not, like, for this defense to be as good as they are, they're really not getting after the quarterback. I mean, Akeem Hicks is the leading sacker with 3.5 at the defensive tackle position, not our man Khalil Mack. But they're balanced, though, right? Like, they are balanced. On the offensive side, though, aside from the quarterback, though, A-Rob is getting the lion's share of the carries, Drew. Like not the carries, but the targets.
I thought it was going to start turning a little bit. They were going to get to use Jimmy Graham more, but that definitely didn't show up to be the case.
I'm glad you touched on it, man, because Graham is actually the 3rd leading receiver for their team.
Good.
So he's getting targets, but as far as the matchup is concerned, the Bucs have, in my opinion, like 2 of the best inside linebackers in the game. Devin White
and it's not like Jimmy's running past anybody anymore.
Exactly.
You know?
So like if that's what they want to do, I see that matchup favoring the Bucs, especially with their safeties as well. Now all like Devin White and the safeties had a little bit of a down game. Jordan Whitehead had an up and down game, but like they're gonna need to be on their P's and Q's because Jimmy Graham could burn you. Like I mean, I think you've seen that. But if the lion's share is going to Allen Robinson, we got to get the other receivers to step up. Jimmy Graham needs to step up. So if the corners just want to double A-Rob, who is that person going to be? You know what I'm saying? Like as far as how that matchup goes, they are one of the better teams against the pass, though. So for the Bucs, liking to air it out, and that's what I say. Like they're going to need to get Chris Godwin back for this game, Drew. Because
is he coming back?
Well, we don't know. Yeah, I mean it's kind of unknown at this point. I hope so because it was a hamstring. He gets a little he got a little bit of a rest. It was like mild, you know what I'm saying? But like what is mild? You know what I'm saying? Gotcha. Like I don't know. So hopefully we get him back, but if Mike is still hobbled by that ankle injury, it's gonna be without OJ. Like Gronk's gonna need to step up, Brate's gonna need to step up, Jones gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody has to. So
I got you.
young secondary has to step up. And honestly, like for me, this game comes down to the offensive line. So for both teams, right? So as far as offensive line is concerned, the Bucs' offensive line is playing a little bit better because Brady was not sacked against the Chargers, right? So Joey Bosa held in check by a rookie in Tristan Wirfs, right? Like let's talk about it. So with the Bears, they only put up 11 points. Nick Foles was under a little bit of duress.
Garbage.
Exactly. So like they're gonna need to protect better. Whichever offensive line protects better wins the game. I think it needs to be the Bucs, obviously. So that's my that's my first matchup.
No,
hopefully I broke it down well for y'all, man.
Nice. Well, I got my first matchup. I got the Indianapolis Colts and the Cleveland Browns. That's got a lot of AFC implications all over it.
Exactly, and the Browns like just keep because they are interesting, right? They're polarizing. Like you want to see them play
great,
and they did.
The Colts
like, they balled out. They balled out, and now I'm certain that's some of your questions, though, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I want to see like you teased us with the Dallas game. Let's see what you got going for. What plays you gonna break out now? Is Kareem Hunt gonna throw a touchdown this week? Like I'm excited. Like
I bet you he can.
I mean, didn't he do it
all
those guys
are
athletic as they can be, man. They gotta like. I just want to see that potential of the Cleveland Browns where you don't know, like the Ravens last year. You don't know who's getting the ball, where it's coming from, who's running downfield, who's getting the handoff. You don't know.
Right.
And I think the Browns just have the athletes to do that, and I want to see more of it, man.
Yeah.
And then the Colts just show up, Phillip Rivers. Like, you're a great quarterback, obviously. We've seen you, but a lot of questions are, do you still got it? Like, yes, the Colts are winning games, but not pretty. You know, it's not a pretty win.
Not at all. Yeah.
I still haven't seen it click and have a pretty win yet. Like, Taylor carried you a couple games, and you just straight up the Bears beat themselves, you know? So
yeah.
Show up, man. And I think this Browns team, they're going to have to. You're going to have to put up points because the Browns are definitely going to put up points.
Yeah, and I really don't know if the way what you're talking about, like with that offense, I don't know if they're clicking enough to be able to keep up, at least with what Cleveland just showed you, right?
Right.
Like, and it like they're gonna have to decipher that tape.
The Colts defense is gonna be a little bit better than Dallas's defense, but still, they're gonna find a way to put up points. I feel like.
Yeah, and that's the what they have to basically come into the game with and try to stop that. I mean, as far as my next matchup is concerned, man, a good one, man. It's 4-0 Buffalo versus 3-0 Tennessee, man. Like,
maybe Tennessee stops popping positive, man. Jesus.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm in North Carolina on vacation this week, man. I'm scared to go back to Tennessee.
Yeah, you might have to quarantine, man. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying. Maybe I mean.
Stay away from the facility.
Like stay home from work. Maybe take an extended vacation. You know what I mean? But talk about it. Tennessee coming off an extended bye. Like, how are they going to respond, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, how are they going to respond? It's been pretty much every other team has had. This was the first time that it happened. So every other team has had that continuity going into the facility, reviewing game tape. Everything's routine. You know what I mean? So they're not out. They're not shaken by anything that's coming about. So I want to see how Tennessee comes onto the field. Are they going to be lazy? Are they going to be off a little bit off their P's and Q's?
Because still that offense still wasn't rolling on all cylinders as it was.
Yeah. And now they as far as that is concerned, it looks like they might get AJ Brown back in this game.
I need him.
Right. They might get him back in this game. So I want to see how he incorporates into the offense. Corey Davis he's been doing pretty well, but I want to see how that works out with AJ coming back, if he does come back, if he can actually if he can keep up with his consistency. And that's what they need him to do. As far as the defense is concerned, top 10 rushing team, obviously, with Derrick Henry in Tennessee versus a top 10 rush defense. That's going to be one of the keys to the game, man. Something's got to give. And I'm very curious to see how that works out. I want to say another key point here is that with AJ out the last couple of weeks, Tennessee was still a top 15 offense. So, like, let's give them their due. And you don't really, when you think of Tennessee, you don't really think of offense, though. So, I really like this matchup. And honestly, man, for the Bills, we got to address this right here. Like, Josh Allen has to be in consideration for the MVP. Like at this point, he's got to be in consideration.
Yeah. So, I bet against him last week and I lost. So I mean, and they played a great game.
They did, and I think they just keep doing that every week, and it's not like you just expect them to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like you expect. Yeah. I don't know what you expect from Buffalo, but you're just not used to seeing it like with that guy. I mean, for the longest time, man, you thought you knew what you were going to get out of them, and Josh Allen just shattering expectations. So he's top 5 in yards, touchdowns, and interceptions. I mean, like 12 TDs and 1 pick, Drew. Like
fantastic. Yeah. I mean, you can't ask for better performance out of your quarterback.
Exactly. I think he's 2nd in yards. So amazing. They got an MVP candidate on their roster for this game, though. The rushing attack has to be consistent, man. Like, I thought I was going to get a lot more.
He's not getting anything out of the rookie yet.
Thought I was going to get a lot more out of this Bills rushing attack, man. So, little underwhelmed by that. And, like, Tennessee utilizes Jonnu Smith. Like, they use him a lot, which is actually why I picked him up on my fantasy squad, right? So, I want to see how the Bills are going to use their linebackers because, like, I know that D-line is getting after it, but like Matt Milano's good. He's a good linebacker. Like, but I want to see more from them. Hopefully, they might be able to contend with him. But if they don't, he could go off. So, I want to see how Sean McDermott kind of contains that middle of the field for Jonnu Smith. That's going to be a big key for me as well. So,
all right. Next up, we got those Man Crush Sundays.
Man Crushes. Let's go.
Sean, who you crushing on with your defense this week?
Defense has got to be the Patriots versus the Broncos, man. I mean, letting up 28 to the Jets and Belichick playing for either Ryan or Locke. You know what I'm saying? Like they gonna feast on that. They gonna feast on that. So that's who I got. Who you got?
I got the Steelers.
Oh, against the Eagles.
Yeah. I mean, they're giving up the 2nd fewest yards per game. I don't see that changing.
Yeah, that Pittsburgh D is nasty, man.
And they always play Philly a little bit tougher, I feel like.
Well, it's the in-state rivalry, It's in-state rivalry, man. So basically half the state's going to be shutting up on Sunday. Going to be a lot of
and I got a feeling that the Eagles are going to be a little high. They're like, we won.
Right.
Steelers going to knock them right back down to reality.
Yep. I see that happening too, man. Drew, who do you have for your running back, man? I'm curious who you got.
I'm excited about this one. I got Mark Ingram. Baltimore Ravens.
Ingram coming back. All right.
Hadn't heard a lot from him because it's been a very balanced attack in Baltimore, but he's going to run all over Cincinnati.
Yeah, and honestly, like they've been due for one of their running backs to break out, and it hadn't really been Dobbins, it hadn't really been Ingram, it hadn't, you know what I'm saying?
It's been Jackson.
Yeah, exactly. Not bad
for a running back.
Not bad. My running back is James Robinson, man, versus the Texans. Like that dumpster fire going on over there. I don't see it. I mean, like, look, Robinson is a top 10 rusher as we speak, folks. Like out of nowhere. I
love his story too, man. Right. Came out of nowhere, was given a chance. Like just kind of thrown into the job when Fournette was booted. Like,
exactly, and doing great, doing his thing, man. Like I love a story like that. But Drew, guess what? We talked about a dumpster fire, man. Like, guess who's the worst rushing defense in the league, folks?
Oh, who could it be?
It's the Texans.
No,
my man gonna eat, bro.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, he's gonna eat. He's gonna eat, man. So
no doubt. Who you got catching them passes this week? Who's your wide receiver?
Oh, good question, man. Like. We talked about it a little bit earlier, man. It's your man. Had to give him credit where credit's due, man. It's Robbie Anderson versus the Falcons, man. Like,
it's going to be a high-scoring game, man.
Exactly. So
I don't know who's going to win, but it's going to be in the 30s or 40s.
Not only is it going to be a high-scoring game, but like we talked about, Rule's getting him the ball. So he's been consistent coming into this game.
Teddy feels comfortable with him too.
Yeah. I don't see that stopping when they're going to need him to keep up with Atlanta's offense. So like,
I love it.
I really think he might go off and then get in the end zone this week too. So.
Okay. I mean, I hope you're right. Maybe twice. Why not twice? Why stop at once?
Why not? I don't know. Who you got?
I got Terry McLaurin.
Scary Terry.
The Washington football team.
Is it for Halloween?
No, I mean, I do love that aspect of it.
Right,
but he's going up against the Rams. Great defense, but they're still giving up 20 points a game. And he has clearly been showing that him and Gibson are that offense. So I see him getting into the end zone at least once.
Okay. It's a good call. It was a good call. I mean, talking about pass catchers, man. I mean, I guess we got to get into the tight ends, so I'll go first on this one.
Yeah, who you got?
I got Tyler Higbee, man, versus that same Washington team. Yeah, it should be there for them.
Oh, it's got to be. Golf loves to find them, too.
Exactly. So, like, he's been a little quieter since that 3 TD game, but, I mean, obviously not going to expect that kind of production week after week. Washington does not have the linebackers and safeties to match up with tight ends the way that you want them to.
Right.
Mark Andrews torched them boys for 57 and 2 TDs last week.
Yes, sir. Yes, he did.
I don't see that stopping. That's what I got for my tight end, Drew. Who you got?
I'm going Kittle.
Okay.
49ers. Because they don't have a lot of options.
Yeah.
Someone's got to catch the ball, right?
Yeah, that tried and true, man.
And he's just one of those maniacs, man. He's like the Ultimate Warrior back in the day. Like, he just wants to be out on the field, and he just wants to get involved. And
what a great reference for him. What a great reference, because I could really see him being the Ultimate Warrior. Like, yeah. I could
shaking the ropes. That's him pregame, man. That pre-warm-up or that pre-workout kicks in, he's ready to go.
Yep. And last go ahead.
Who's the belle of the ball for you? Who's your QB1 this week?
Got to talk about this man again. Is Dak Prescott versus
the Giants.
Me too. Nice.
He's my quarterback too. Because like you said, he's been balling.
Samesies. You can't deny him, man. Like, you can't deny this guy any longer. He's gonna get paid. I don't know if it's in Dallas or whatever, but like we talked about earlier, 1,690 yards after 4 games. 502 yards after last game. I mean, like,
I definitely have stayed anti-Cowboy. Hate the Cowboys, but I'm becoming pro-Dak.
And that's honestly, man, like we this is gonna lead right into it, man. But I mean, he's going against this Giants team, and I just don't see this not continuing to happen against a paltry Giants team, a porous Giants team. They're not gonna be able to keep up offensively because they just don't have the horses. So moving right into my lock. Giants lose to the Cowboys, man. That's my loss of the week. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my loss of the week. Dallas, I mean, you finally get to have a normal game, right? Like, you finally get to have a normal game, a nice get-right game for yourself. You know,
watch it be utter chaos now that you've said that.
I know. I'm putting it out in the air. I'm putting it in the air. But, like, they're not going to jump out to a 60-point lead on you. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to have to fight back. You may not get the offensive output that you want, but they're still going to stomp a mud hole in the Giants.
Yeah.
So
no doubt. Like, I love it, man. I agree with you. Now, my guaranteed loser this week, I hate to pick on him because he just found winning again, but Cincinnati Bengals, man, they're going to lose this week.
Ooh, yeah, they're going to lose. They're definitely going to lose. Yeah. I guess, like, if we gotta talk about it, man, my win of the week is Falcons over the Panthers, man. Like, I think it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen, man. I think they lose. Tonight, obviously, against the Packers, but their offense is gonna get them a win. And I don't know that Carolina's offense can keep up with that offense at this point in the season. Like, I need to see a little bit more from Carolina, but I don't think they're able to keep up with that Falcons offense if it can still.
That hurts, but I'm gonna write it down.
Right, yeah. So that's what I got for my lock on the win.
Because I got to come back, man. I got a little bounce back because you're currently winning 6. You're 6-2. I'm 5-3 on the season. So
nice, pulling
the Raiders let me down last week. You were 2 for 2. So I need to bounce back, and I need that to happen on Jared Goff's shoulders.
Ooh.
L.A. Rams guaranteed to win. Do it.
Okay. All right. I see.
I think it's not even gonna be. It's gonna be bad too. They're gonna they're stop them.
Yeah, I mean, I think
I'm calling at least 3 touchdowns.
Oh, a 3 touchdown win?
Yep.
Oh man, you might want.
I feel like I went a little light on the win, so I'm going up that ante. They gotta win. They're gonna win by 3 touchdowns.
Well, not only that, but like I think coming into that game, Washington is due for a blowout loss, and the Rams are due for a Sean McVay blowout win.
Yeah.
So like all of that's
keep the foot on the gas, man.
Right. All of that's kind of coming together at the same time, man. But I guess moving along to just our quick little step up section here. Not really a lot.
Who needs to step it up this week?
Not really a lot to get into, man. But we're gonna run it back heavy in this segment, folks. It is number 1. We talked about it before. It's got to be Devin Singletary, man. Like, Devin Singletary, I need you to step it up.
The rest of the offense is clicking, my man.
The rest of the offense is doing work, and like the the Bills running backs as a whole like just aren't getting the job done. So if they can make that offense more balanced, like and don't get me wrong, like they don't have to throw the ball as much as they do. Like Diggs has been breaking out, like not even break, like you can't even call it a breakout. He's just been doing what he was supposed to do. But Devin Singletary's got to keep up that side of the ball or that side of the offense. My number 2, Austin Eckler is out now, sir. So Josh Kelly, you're gonna need to step it up, man.
When he came in, did
he? Yeah. I mean, against that Bucs defense, I mean, I'm not surprised, but now that's
brutal,
off the table.
I went to go pick him up, and I was like,
yeah, that's off the table. So it's your show now, man. It's your show. So what do you
4 to 6 weeks at least?
Yeah, and he's got a chance to cement himself, or at least make it more of a 1-2 punch. Because Eckler's the guy, right?
He's
like
the guy.
He's
like
the
they
guy.
got rid of. They let Gordon walk because they had faith
because
in
he's
Eckler.
the guy. Yeah, and he's been an Iron Man, so it's unfortunate for him. It's unfortunate for me. I had him on my fantasy squad. But it is what it is, man. So Josh Kelly, step it up, bro.
Step it up, bro.
Yeah.
Nice, man. Well, that's the show. Oh, quick note before we get out of here as we're signing off. Something to keep an eye on. Raiders at Chiefs. If the Chiefs win, I know it's early, but they'll have a 3-game lead in the AFC West.
Ooh.
That's tough to come back from.
That is tough to come back from, man. Like they would need that. I mean, you would almost need a collapse for that to happen.
And I don't think the Chiefs got it in them.
Andy not doing that. He is not doing that, man. Yeah. But
well, nice, man. As always, find me on Instagram at LaughWithHarrison. Check out DrewHarrisonComedy.com. Sean, what you got?
At the Kid Suds on Twitter, man. Don't forget to follow us at nickel_down_football. You can find us there, man. Just hit us up. We definitely need some of those your team updates. We want to hear from you. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to see your team through your eyes. You know what I'm saying? Like
we've been having fun with it. Keep them coming.
Yeah, keep those coming, man. But that's all I got, man. So thanks for being with us again.
We'll see you next week.
Peace.